Hey everyone, I guess we're going to get started now. Welcome to the PowerUps Platform webinar. My name is Brian Servino and I am the Community Manager here at Trello. As you may have heard, we just opened up Trello's PowerUps Platform, allowing any third-party developer to build their own PowerUps for their team, and with the possibility of even sharing them publicly. So during today's webinar, we'll give a quick demo of each of the 9 new PowerUps that have been built on our new platform. Briefly highlight how you can create your own team PowerUps and share some additional features of business class. After the presentation, I'll be glad to answer any questions about these PowerUps, business class, or demo any of the other PowerUps that come with business class with the time remaining. I'm also joined by our support superstar, Michelle Earhart, who will be helping to answer any questions. So if you have any questions, please type them into the GoToWebinar question box, and Michelle and I will be addressing them at the end of the webinar. You can also email any questions to support@trello.com, and our support team will be glad to answer any of the questions that you have. And also, I want to let you know that I will be recording today's webinar and will email a copy of the recording to all attendees. So let's get started. I'm going to hop into Trello right now. So PowerUps can be enabled from the board sidebar by clicking PowerUps, and then by clicking the Enable button to enable a PowerUp. And they can also be disabled in the same manner. Some PowerUps also have settings or authorization requirements, and you can access that via the gear icon. And also, if you want information about the PowerUp, you just click this little information button. And here's the current array of PowerUps. But right now, I want to go over some of the 9 new ones that we just recently added. And of course, this list will be constantly expanding as new PowerUps are released. So the Zendesk PowerUp allows you to attach tickets and views directly to a Trello card. So this is great for keeping track of bugs, feature requests, or support loads. Tickets attached to cards display the name of the ticket, a preview of the body of the ticket, who the ticket is assigned to, and when the ticket was last updated. You can attach Zendesk views to cards to get a higher level perspective on the number of tickets open in your group, how many open tickets you have, and more. And all you have to do is just click on the button, and you can either attach a ticket, select one that's assigned to you, one that's recently updated, etc. Click on it, and as you can see, it's added right here in my unsolved tickets. Once again, I can also attach a view to a card to get a higher level perspective. So tickets and views can quickly be opened right from the back of a Trello card into Zendesk. So I can just open this. And I could hop right in and see what's up with this ticket, respond to anyone, leave comments, and work on it. But the great thing is that attached cases provide enough information for basically project managers to know what's going on without leaving their workflow. And also card fronts, as you can see here, will have a badge displaying the number of tickets attached to each card. So this can be really helpful if you want at a glance to see which tasks have tickets piling up and may need to be prioritized. So with the SurveyMonkey PowerUp, you can attach surveys directly to a Trello card, which can be accessed right from the back of the Trello card. So as you can see right here, this little icon shows that there's a SurveyMonkey survey attached to this card. I'm just going to load that up. And so by linking your SurveyMonkey account to your Trello board, as a survey creator, you also get additional data like how many times the survey's been taken, when it was created, and etc. How many questions are in the survey. But what's really neat is that, and then you can also link right into SurveyMonkey to analyze those results. What's really neat is that surveys can be taken directly from the back of a card. And so there's a lot of really neat ways that teams can use this PowerUp. For starters, if you have a survey in a newsletter on a website, you can attach that survey to your marketing board to keep track of all the data from that survey in one place. But some more interesting uses kind of come from the way surveys can be taken right from the card like this. So maybe this is great for HR teams looking to get employee satisfaction feedback, or perhaps when planning a team offsite. Also, if you have a public road mapping board to share the development and progress of your app, you could survey your user community right on your public road mapping board, and this can help make decisions for further future development for your product, etc. And as you can see, once the survey is filled out, this response can be submitted. And now when this card loads next time, we can see there's 6 responses, and we can see how many responses have been. This shows how many responses have been in the past week. This graph will now appear, and you can see that there's been 1 response in the past week, which was just me now. So next up is Join Me, which is for video conferencing. So with the Join Me PowerUp on your board, team members can hop right onto video calls right from their board to seamlessly collaborate face-to-face on projects and tasks. And new meetings can be started by anyone, and team members can jump into meetings that are even already in progress. So for instance, if I had a one-on-one meeting, I could just say, John, ready to meet wherever you are. Meeting is starting. I could ping John that I'm ready to talk. And then right here, I could just hop in and start a new meeting right from my Trello board. And then John, on his end, will be able to click the Join Me link and be able to see that there's already a meeting in progress and click the button to join that meeting that is already in progress. So next up, I want to show the Harvest PowerUp. So the Harvest PowerUp allows you to track time spent on projects right from your Trello cards. So this is great for logging billable hours on client-based projects, or just keep track of how long tasks take to get done. And this is all without having to leave your Trello board. So you can track time by either starting a timer right on the card, and now that timer started, which I can stop. Or I could track time by just entering. Maybe I spent 30 minutes on this, and save that entry. So you can also pick the project that you're working on, search for projects. You could pick what subject area this is related to, if it's billable hours, non-billable hours. And by default, to save you time, the task will automatically be, by default, will be the card title. You can also easily, just from the back of the card, jump right into your Harvest timesheet and see everything that's being worked on. So if you use FogBugz to handle support or dev cases, now you can access those cases directly from your Trello board. As you can see, you can search for cases by case number, assigned to, etc. So I could do Trello assigned to Brian Servino. Here we go. And as you can see, all my currently assigned FogBugz cases are available here. And I can just attach those right to a Trello card. If a case is already attached to a Trello card, you have a green checklist right here, a green check mark right here displaying that's attached to the card. So that's real easy. So basically, once with the case attached to a card, you can display the case number, the title, its current status, whether active or closed, who it's assigned to, and when the case was last updated. And this information will automatically update in real time every time the card is open. So for instance, if I go to FogBugz, and I resolve this case, close it. Next time I'm on this board and I open up my card, I'll be able to see that this case is closed. I can still access it and reopen it and work on it if I need to. The other cool thing is I could also take a case, and I can drag it right onto a card. Drop it on a card. Just, easy drag and drop options. You also have a badge to see how many cases are attached to each card. So like the Zendesk PowerUp, just getting a quick, easy perspective on how many cases are open, maybe what needs attention and prioritizing. So nothing kind of brings a team together better for a laugh or to provide maybe some sarcastic feedback than the perfectly picked GIF. And that's where the Giphy PowerUp makes it easy to find the right GIF to keep your board work fun balance in line. So first, when enabling the Giphy PowerUp, what you're going to want to do is make sure to set the rating level for your board. As you can see, there's G all the way up to rated R and then fully unrated GIFs. So you may want to set the rating level depending on your company's culture and its not safe for work threshold. We feel comfortable here with a PG-13 rating. So to add a GIF to a card, let's say this card right here. I just click the PowerUp. And so what's going to happen is by default, Giphy will automatically search for any GIFs in its library that match the card's title. As you can see, this was about a campaign for Thanksgiving with friends. So we automatically searched for, it'll automatically search for anything with Thanksgiving. If no results are returned, then Giphy will display the kind of current top 10 GIFs. And you can easily just search for any GIF by querying in the box. So I can search for cat GIFs because everyone likes a funny cat GIF. Oh, poor cat. So you can mouse over a GIF to see it, and I can click it to add to my card. I can also then make it a card cover, and now everyone that views this board will be able to enjoy the wonderful GIF I have added to this card. Of course, you can also remove it from a card cover, if you find that distracting. So here's an example of our editorial calendar board. And the Publicate PowerUp is really neat for this. So with Publicate, you can attach email newsletters, web pages, or blog post publications to Trello cards. So basically, your content marketing team can quickly view, access, and edit publications from Publicate and keep track of managing the creation of a publication all in one place. And so basically, team members can leave comments or make checklists on the card, maybe listing articles that need to be added to a publication, or copy ideas or visuals. And so what you can quickly do is anyone on my team, here I put together a publication from Publicate of some of our blog posts from our recent Ready, Set, Goal campaign. And this is going to act as like a blog post roundup. So I can easily go in and edit this publication right in Publicate from the back of the card. And of course, anyone can easily view the publication as how it'll look. So this is pretty neat. So if I want to put this in maybe a marketing newsletter or something, I can just throw this right in a marketing newsletter now. It's all put together for me. And working with Trello, my content team can easily give me feedback on, the organization articles, etc. In this publication. And just real quick, I should probably just mention, if you want to add a publication, you just from Publicate copy and paste the link right in here and click add. It'll add it right to your board. You can also drag and drop URLs to attach them from publications. So for those that maybe are doing more Scrum kind of related work or looking to track progress, the Elegannt PowerUp lets you visualize your board's progress as a Gantt chart with a single click. So all I have to do is just, with the PowerUp enabled, you get a little link right up here. Let me just refresh this. It looks like the PowerUp's a little slow at the moment. Sorry about that delay. There we go. Let me reload this board. I don't know if something froze up real quick. Thanks for your patience, everyone. Oh, maybe there's no, okay. Seemed to be some temporary slowness here, but looks like everything's working now. So basically, the Elegannt PowerUp lets you visualize your board's progress as a Gantt chart. Just by clicking that link up there, you kind of see the planned, see the amount of work done or completed in certain periods of time, any amount of work that is planned over that time for that project. And so you can enable the PowerUp and authorize it by clicking the Elegannt button on the board. And then once you've authorized your account with Elegannt, you can view these Gantt charts. So it does look like they might be having a bug that I need to report to them. So remember, everyone, if you ever experience a bug, please do your due diligence and let our support team know. It looks like the Elegannt PowerUp might have a little bug there, so I'm going to get that reported to them. Going back to the project planning board here, though, I want to also show you the Corrello PowerUp. And so the Corrello PowerUp allows you to quickly get reports on team progress and holdups by giving quick access to burn down charts, cumulative flow diagrams, and your project dashboard right in Corrello. So with the burn down charts, you could track cards or story points and see what the ideal burn looks like, what the actual burn down is for each day, and the forecasted for tomorrow over the course of a sprint. And this is set up as a 2-week sprint, but you can, in Corrello, set up your sprint length to be, whatever time period you want, whether it's, typically maybe it's more 1 week. The cumulative flow diagram displays if the done list is kind of ramping up, and if more tasks are getting added to a project than the team is getting done. And you can also see at a glance, the backlog buildup, which might be interrupting your team's process. Finally, you can also access your full Corrello dashboard from your Trello board. So the cool thing is that we've actually opened up the PowerUps platform in our PowerUps library, so anyone can create custom PowerUps for their business class team. And so for more information on the PowerUps platform architecture and to request access to the PowerUps sandbox to begin building your own, you can visit developers.trello.com/PowerUps. And you can request access here. You can see samples, and you can even start playing around with building some PowerUps. You can see how like the GitHub PowerUp is set up here and everything in the samples, and kind of just start messing around with building your own PowerUps, which is really cool. I also really want to quickly talk about some of the other features that come with business class. So, as teams get larger, so the number of boards that need to be managed in a team. And that's why we've added, we have 2 new ways to organize and visualize your boards, collections and board sorting. And so this new metadata is like kind of a dashboard of information that surfaces who's working on what and what the company priorities are. So collections are a way to organize boards into meaningful categories, making it possible to associate boards by project, group, or anything you want. Collections are completely customizable to your team structure, and you can create as many collections as you want. And they can also be filtered, so you can quickly surface the boards that matter to you most, for the projects that you are working on. I can easily create a new collection. Let's say I'm working on a new secret project. Create a project, a new collection, call it secret project. Save it. And now I can apply that to any board that is involved in the secret project. And then if I'm working on the secret project or any of my team members are working on it, they can quickly surface those boards, access them, have them right in front of them whenever they need them. So with the sorting, board tiles now have like key details, like when the board was last active, the number of members on the board, and the number of times the board has been starred. And so boards can be sorted by this criteria. By default, most recently active, number of members, stars, or even just alphabetical. And so basically this way, everyone on your team can get perspective on what boards matter most to your business. And now you can easily see kind of what boards matter most for the projects you're working on. New team members will easily be able to onboard because they can sort to see maybe what boards the entire company's on, or the entire company finds to be most important, so they can quickly dive into those boards and get a better understanding of your company culture and its priorities. And even better for you, maybe when you come back from vacation, you can catch up with everything that's happened by seeing which boards have had activity since you went on vacation and which ones have not. So you can keep your business safe and your information secure with some additional administrative features. Business class allows team admins to control how company information is shared and really who can access your private data. So we have first team membership restrictions. And this is so that people with specified domains and email addresses can be added to your team. So for instance, I can put in either a domain, maybe only people from Trello can be added as a team member. And also, if I want to allow certain individuals from maybe third-party clients to be added to my team, or maybe my PR company that I want to bring into some Trello boards, I can add those specific email addresses if I want. Board creation restrictions, you can set who can create public, private, and team visible boards to make sure that an important internal board is not accidentally made publicly viewable. So only team admins can select these and set who can create what. So you can also set whether or not you allow or do not allow non-team members to be added to teams. So business class also gives team admins greater membership controls, allowing you to remove team members from all team boards in a single click while preserving their work so that you can quickly reassign tasks to other team members. So for instance, if Amy leaves our team, I can remove her. And what I can do is I can actually just deactivate Amy. Now, as you see, Amy is deactivated. And if I go to a board that Amy had been working on, this dev board, as you can see, Amy is currently faded out. So she no longer has access to this board. She no longer has access to any team boards. But what this allows me to do is I can quickly reassign tasks that Amy was assigned to other team members. So this way we don't lose track of who's working on what. So I quickly assign Priscilla. And now Amy's removed from that card because she no longer needs to be on it, and Priscilla can work on this. Let's say Amy comes back to the team. I can just reactivate her. And then when I go back to this board, you can see any cards that I had not assigned, Amy will be active on again, and she will be able to access any of the team boards as well that she had been previously assigned. So as a team admin, you also always have the permissions necessary to administer any team board, whether it's team visible, public, or private, even if you're not an admin of that board. Just in case a board admin leaves your team and you need to delegate tasks. You can also see the activity of every other team member. So you can see what boards they're on, and you can view all the team members' cards that they're assigned from any board within the team. This makes it really easy to just manage and delegate workflow and make sure no one's overburdened with any tasks. Finally, with business class, you can bulk export all of your team's board data and history in a single click. And data is exported in JSON and also CSV format, which can be imported into Excel or other spreadsheets. All attachments can also be downloaded in bulk in their native format. So you just click here, and I can create a new export. And as you can see, I have a history of past exports that I can download anytime. And I guess one other really neat feature of business class I should mention if I go back to one of my boards, if I want to bring in, maybe bring in clients or other team members in your projects to share some information, but I don't want them to be able to change anything on the board. Maybe I want them to see the progress of a project, leave comments and feedback, but I don't want them to move cards around or change any due dates. So I can give read-only or comment-only access with board observer permissions. So, like I said, it's great when you want to keep clients in the loop on your team's progress, but don't want them to necessarily update anything. So I could do let's say, client at somecompany.com. Maybe I'm working on a project for them. And what I can do is I could click include this member as a view-only observer, send an invitation, and now when they sign up, or if they're already a Trello member, they'll get a notification that they've been added to this board, and they'll be able to view all the cards, and they can open the cards, but they would not be able to change anything on the cards. I also just really quickly want to mention we've introduced a whole new billing platform to Trello called a business class called Smart Billing. So now business class teams are only charged for active users. So you never get stuck paying for anyone on your team that is not using Trello. So this means you can add your entire team to business class so that they have access to their boards when they need them, but you won't get charged when they don't. So basically, if a team member is inactive for 14 days or longer, a prorated credit will be added to your account, and that credit will be applied to your next billing cycle. And best of all, we take care of this all automatically for you, so you don't have to worry about a thing. And we also offer a 90-day no questions asked money back guarantee. So if you try out business class and find it doesn't work for you, we'll gladly refund your purchase. We also have priority support for business class. So if you have any issues with your account or questions, all business class teams have priority support with 1 business day turnaround or less. And you can just email support@trello.com and someone from our support team will be glad to help you out. And really to learn more about all of business class's offerings, the PowerUps, and get more information and sign your team up, you can just go to trello.com/business-class. And I just want to show you some other really cool resources. If you don't know about our blog, we talk about a lot of different ways to use Trello, product updates. We cover a lot of information about productivity, organization, collaboration, remote culture. A lot of information there. If you ever want to see how other teams are using Trello, we have trello.com/inspiration, which shows some of our boards and boards curated from the Trello community. So you can view these boards, and you can view a board, and if you like it, you can go and copy that board and change it to however you want. You don't have to keep the cards if you don't want. Maybe just want the list structure. You can, and make it your own. So it's a great way to kind of get some templates for how people are using Trello. And anytime there's a neat blog post that has more information about this workflow, we link to that as well. And there's also a ton of integrations that come with Trello, third-party integrations that you can use, like Chrome extensions, browser extensions, add-ons, etc. Maybe if you like Pomodoro, you can Pomodoro integrations for time tracking, etc. So at trello.com/integrations, you can see all the various third-party integrations that work with Trello. And so that's really everything for now I wanted to cover in this presentation. I'd love to take the rest of the time to answer any questions that anyone has, about either the new PowerUps, business class, or if we have time, any general Trello questions. But I just would love to focus on basically the new PowerUps platform. And so I'm going to bring Michelle in here, who's been helping out.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, Michelle.
What's up, Brian?
How's it going? So let's see.
Good.
Some questions coming in here. Someone wants to see the PowerUps, how to get to the PowerUps menu. Yeah, let me show you that. So let's say you don't see the menu on your board in general. Click the Show Menu button. By default, this is always open on a created board, but just in case. And then right here, click PowerUps. And now you have your whole list of PowerUps that you can enable. With a free account, you always have the calendar, the card aging PowerUp, and the voting PowerUp. And then all the rest of these PowerUps come with Trello Business Class. Let's see, someone asked, does the time tracking from Harvest show on the Trello card? Currently, it doesn't. Although I know Harvest is, I was just speaking with Harvest, and they are working on some. Oh yeah, I know they're working on some neat stuff. They're going to be adding new features. I believe stuff like seeing total time tracked to a board, um, be able to on each card. I think you'll be able to attach a personal breakdown of time tracked to the card. So you're going to get. They're working on that right now. I believe hopefully in the next few weeks they're going to have some updates, but can't hold me to that. I know that just they were talking about they have Harvest has some really cool stuff in the pipeline. So let's see, Zendesk question. Is it possible to have the Zendesk ticket summary show in the Trello card, or does it only bring in the subject? So what you have here, I believe if I'm understanding you correctly, you'll get the subject, and then you'll also get the first kind of line, first sentence from the case. So depending on what you as you can see here, it was the feature request, and then this was what was pulled in to Trello. So that's what you're able to see on the Trello card. But yeah, I'd love kind of more information about what you mean by ticket summary. Maybe that's something we could reach out to Zendesk about. So if you email support@trello.com, I'd love to kind of hear more about the use case and maybe what information would be more helpful to have provided on the card. So let's see. Someone has more detail about making your own power-ups. Do you need to be a business class user? I believe, Michelle, to build your own power-ups, you do need to be be a part of a business class team. That is correct, right?
Yeah, that is correct. That said, if you are interested in that, write us at support@trello.com, as Brian keeps saying, and we can get you hooked up on that.
Yeah, we can help you out with that. And let's see, is there a way to develop and beta test the PowerUp with a select group of users? So right now you can develop and use a PowerUp with your team currently. And then we're working on ways to hopefully, if you want to make that publicly available down the road, we're looking at being able to make those publicly available as well. Let's see, someone else, do I need an account with Corrello to use it? Yep. Any of these PowerUps that I'm demonstrating, for instance, even the Corrello one, you would need to have sign up and have an account with them to be able to use these PowerUps. Basically, the goal of PowerUps is to be creating a platform where you can pull in all the apps you use and love every day into one location and be able to, have everything, all the information from all your apps into one spot. So let's see. Someone would like to see how the Evernote PowerUp works. This is a really popular one. So I see with the Evernote PowerUp, you just have to enable your account. Once it's enabled, associate your account. So what's really cool is from the back card, you can attach notes or create and attach a note. So if you've already created a note in Evernote, maybe you had a blog post brainstorm, or you interviewed someone, or you're just jotting down maybe some neat product ideas. You can click attach a note. You can search, or you can just pull in something right from, it'll pull down automatically the 10 most recent notes or so. Otherwise, you can just search for notes. And I can just attach this right to a card by clicking on it. And as you can see, not only does it pull in the name, but it also pulls in when it was created and when it was last modified. So this is really great, maybe if I'm collaborating on let's say a blog post, because this is a editorial calendar board. I can quickly see, if maybe my content manager, my editor, has made any modifications to it yet or not. If right away I see that this hasn't been updated in a long time, I could ping that person and say, hey, do you mind reading this post so we can get it ready to publish? I can also click on it and hop right into the note and edit it right there. Also really cool. Let me go to a different card. Say we're writing a post about how we structure our CSS, and I want to start writing that blog post. I can create and attach the note right from the back of a Trello card. So this is going to create a note in Evernote. I can, by default, the note will be titled the card title, and I can pick my notebook. So now this is going to create a note in Evernote, as you see created just now. And I can hop right in Evernote and start writing out my blog post. Let's see. Next up, someone wants to see how the Salesforce PowerUp works. Sure. Let me just pull up that board real quick. So with the Salesforce PowerUp, you kind of get a visual perspective of your team's sales pipeline, and you're able to customize your sales workflow to your team's unique needs with the Salesforce PowerUp enabled on your Trello board. So by incorporating your Salesforce data into your Trello board, it's now possible to add additional steps maybe in your sales pipeline that are not currently built into Salesforce. For instance, maybe you're sharing contracts with your legal team for approval. And so what you can do is you can easily share with your team members Salesforce data so they can see sales projections, the status of contacts, leads, and opportunities. And as you can see right here, I can pull in the opportunity, close date, its amount, the probability, and this is pulling this all in from Salesforce. I can also quickly hop into any. Oh, I'm currently not logged in, but if I was logged in, I'd be able to hop right into this account and make changes, make updates. As you can see, there's also badges on cards showing when an expected close date would be, or the value of that account and that sale. So it's really cool. I can easily add. Let me go here. Say I got a new lead. I can easily add a new lead to a card. Quickly search. And now I have this right in my, now this contact information is really easily acceptable, and I can assign myself to the case, and I can reach out to them. Super easy, any sales managers, etc., can see, the status of everything right here, and see where we are into closing deals and etc. Let's see. Can you show us the Corrello dashboard? Yeah, let me see. Having a few issues before with that. Let me see if it loads up. My project dashboard. I have to talk to Robin at Corrello. I noticed this earlier. My dashboard wasn't loading, so I got to see what's up. But basically, it's fully customizable. It's really, really awesome. You get all this information right here. You could set, projects and everything. But there you go. You kind of see, set up everything, your lists, build out your projects, how you want your sprints set up and everything. Sorry, it's not loading for some reason. I'm going to talk to Rob and get that fixed. If you want to email support@trello.com, once I report that bug to him, get that fixed. We'll be glad to show you that dashboard. Let's see. Someone would like to see some of the features for Box, Dropbox, and Google Drive. Yeah. So this is the Google Drive PowerUp. What I can easily do, I can attach files, folders, or create and attach new files and folders right from a Trello card. So as you can see, I attached a folder here. So this is for a campaign we're doing for Trello in schools. And so I attached all the image assets right here. So this way I can get feedback from my team right from the Trello card. They don't have to go digging around in Drive because I just attached the folder. You can also hop into that folder in Drive, but I can easily just load up any image asset, take a look at it, leave feedback on the card, etc. You can also, like I said, create any document, drawing slides, sheets, or folder. So if I want to create a new set of slides, as you can see, it's automatically named for the card. Windows created and modified as well. And I can go right into Google Docs right from the back of my Trello card to start working on my new presentation. So it's just a really handy way to keep all of our assets for any campaign, any project we're working on, all in one location. Let's see. Let me show you the Dropbox. Here we go. So Dropbox and Box work similar. So I'm just going to save time by showing you what Dropbox does. But basically, when you attach a file or folder from Dropbox, it's going to pull it in, and there'll be a thumbnail just like that. So you get an idea of, quickly at a glance, see what the document is, or the attached file, its name, and was last modified. And of course, you can quickly hop into Dropbox and access that file. And Box works the same way. Let's see. So if I have business class, can I do a peer in with someone who doesn't have business class? Yep. You could totally. So if you have a peer in, so it's pretty cool. You can, first of all, let me just show you. You can set a room name. So let's say this is the Trello marketing board. So we're the Trello marketing team. Now when I click on a peer in to start a meeting, it's going to go right to the marketing team board. And hey, everybody. You can easily just share this link with anyone, whether or not they have business class, and they can hop into these meetings. Also, anyone on your team, if you're like, hey, it's time for a meeting, anyone could click the link and go right into that designated room. So it's super easy. But yeah, you can, with a peer in, anyone that you share that room link with will be able to access the meeting. It's just if someone doesn't have business class and are on this board, they wouldn't be able to hop into an appear in room from here. So hopefully that helps clarify that for you. Let's see. Oh, someone asked, will this webinar be recorded? Yep. This webinar is being recorded, and I will be sending out a link to the recording to everyone that attended. It should probably come out tomorrow. The email will be sent. And you can feel free to share that with any colleagues or anyone. Let's see. Someone says, oh, a general question here. How do you assign people to tasks and track a due date? Also, are they sent reminders that a task is coming due? Great question. Let me find a board with some folks on it. So there's a couple ways to assign people to tasks. One of the easiest ways is to just take someone's avatar, click on it, just drop it right on a card. And now this person's assigned this task. I can also open a card, click members, and pick someone. So to assign, add a due date to a card, I just click due date, and then I can pick when I want this to be due, save it, and now any member of this card is going to get notified that this card is coming due 24 hours before the due date. So on February 16th at noon, they'll receive a notification in Trello and via email if they have their email notifications turned on. That card is due. And it's really easy. You can like filter your boards. So maybe I want to see all the tasks that Chris is assigned. I can just filter for him right here. See everything. I could see everything Chris has due in the next month. And really just make sure quickly get access to the information. So I keep track of what everyone's working on real easily. Make sure no one's forgetting anything. Make sure no one's overloaded with tasks, etc. So that's how reminders and assigning tasks is done in Trello. What's actually really cool, let me go back to this board. So many GIFs going on. You can actually, with the Slack PowerUp, set reminders. So if you have business class and you use Slack, what I can do is I can set a channel. I can set any Slack channel to be associated with room. But what's really neat is, let's say I want to assign say I assign someone this card. Let me add a team member, just an example. And then, I can assign them the card that way. But what's really neat is I can set a reminder. So I can remind either myself or I can remind someone about this card. And I can pick, anyone that's in my Slack team to remind them about the card. And I could set, for this example, let's say I'm going to select myself. And I can set a reminder like that it's due. Say this card's due in 2 weeks. And now Slackbot's going to notify them in Slack that the card's coming due. So that's another way you can set reminders and remind people when tasks are coming due, right in Slack. If you want to also, you can send a card to someone on your Slack team via direct message. You can send stuff to any channel. You can attach a conversation from Slack to a card. So that's just a quick overview of the Slack PowerUp, which is really cool. But also one more ways that you can send reminders in Trello. So let's see, another question with business class. Is there anything like guests, users you don't pay for? So you want to have contractors use a board for short periods of time? Yeah, so you can add anyone to a board, that's not a part of your team, as long as, like I showed earlier in the administrative settings for a team, as long as that person, as long as you allow non-team members to be added to boards in your business class team settings. So anyway, let's say if I want to add someone to a board who wasn't a member of my team, they could still view and collaborate on the board, but they won't have any access to any of the business class features. So you will not be charged for this person, unless someone is added specifically to your team. Just want to show like a team, unless someone's specifically added here as a member, you're not going to be charged for any members that you add to your boards. So you can bring in any contractor that you want and they can collaborate, but they're not going to have access to the business class features and PowerUps. So that's just the one difference. And
the other interesting thing there is, if you want to add a client or perhaps someone that you want to be able to see a board for a while but not actually interact with anything, you can add them as an observer, as Brian showed before.
Yeah.
Which is done on like a per board basis, and that's just someone who can see a board and they can comment on a board or vote on things, but they won't be able to edit any cards or you don't have to give them edit access on a board. So that's a good way to give people visibility over something without worrying about access.
That's great thing to bring up again. As you can see, this person that I added earlier invited the board. I added as an observer. Of course, one thing I should note is you can click an avatar, and you can always change someone's permissions. So if you want them to be an admin of the board or normal, general permissions, where you can view and edit cards, you can't change settings on the board. You can do that from here. And of course, one thing to point out is it's easy to remove someone from a board and also see their activity from a board. Just some little Trello details that are probably worth pointing out. So let's see, is that any other questions? Looks like we have a few more minutes here.
I'm seeing that someone just asked the difference between business class PowerUps versus free, or business class features versus free, I guess, which is a great time to link to the pricing page.
Yeah.
Which is just like a really good rundown of
pricing.
What you get with business class versus the free version, what features you're looking at there. We don't have Trello Gold on this page, which is another question, but there's just a couple things you get there, which is file attachments up to 250 megabytes, custom backgrounds and stickers and save searches. So yeah, a couple things there.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you can check out Trello.com/pricing to kind of get an idea of what you get for all the different tiers. Good question. Is that anything else, Michelle, or?
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think that's most of it. Yeah, if you have other questions, feel free to send them in, guys.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, of course, you can always reach out to us at support@trello.com, and we'll be able to go over stuff more thoroughly, I guess, there, since we can write out like a detailed email about everything.
Yeah, yeah. Anyone that has more in-depth questions, definitely, as Michelle said, reach out to support@trello.com, and we're always glad to answer any questions you have about Trello, business class, everything. And also, if you ever want to, we're going to be doing a lot more webinars, kind of talking about different workflows and stuff. But if you go to trello.com/webinars, which you probably went to register for this, you can see upcoming webinars and view past webinars on demand. And also, yeah, if there's ever any kind of webinar content you'd like to see in the future, maybe different workflows for different teams, uh, send those to support@trello.com, and we're going to be making a lot of awesome content. So we'd love your input. And yeah, I guess we're going to wrap it up then. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out today. And Michelle, thank you so much for joining me.
Definitely. No, it's great to talk to everyone. So yeah.
Yeah. And once again, don't hesitate to reach out. We're always glad to talk about business class and everything. So thanks again, and hope everyone has a really awesome day.